When it comes to Japanese raw selvage denim, Japanese fashion, menswear, men's fashion, everything outside and in between, I will be the first one to let you guys know when I make a historical inaccuracy or I say something that's not 100% correct and I figure it out, and I will always bring that information to you guys, which is my responsibility as a menswear YouTuber and a men's fashion professional. Now, about a year and a half ago, I made a video on how Japanese raw selvage denim became so popularized and how it started. And I titled the video "The Start of Japanese Raw Selvage Denim" or something along the lines of that, which kind of is misleading. And a lot of my viewers eventually told me that maybe the title is probably sending the wrong message, and I agree. So I am gonna go back and change the title of that video, but recently I was able to visit the actual brand that started Japanese raw selvage denim in Japan at their Kojima workshop, and was able to work with them to help facilitate this video. And they also were gracious enough to give me some product to show you guys. But before we get into the products, I really wanted to stress the importance of the history of the brand in question. Now, in reality, the brand that really started Japanese raw selvage denim, the first domestically made Japanese raw denim jean, is the brand Big John. And today we're going to talk a lot about Big John. We're going to show some product, getting into the history of what Big John really is. Essentially, Big John started in the 1940s, but it didn't start with the name Big John. It started off under a different name, which is contested from many credible sources. Some people say that it started under the name Mauro clothing. Other people say that it started under Maruo clothing. I'm not entirely sure which one it is, but essentially it started the whole lineage, all of this history, everything started with the owner, the founder of Mauro, Maruo, and Big John, Kotaro Ozaki-san. And Kotaro Ozaki-san started his sewing company as a means to supply Kojima and other places in Japan with workwear, as well as primarily student uniforms, which is really interesting. So in the 1940s to the 1950s, that is exactly what Ozaki-san's factory was doing, until he started to get the idea of manufacturing the first domestically made pair of raw selvage denim jeans in Kojima, Japan. Now, because he had this experience running a factory and had a lot of sewing technology, he said, why can't we make our own Japanese jeans instead of, just focusing and harping so much on Levi's and Lee and stuff like that. So what Ozaki-san went and did was he purchased American machinery as well as American hardware like rivets and stuff like that to facilitate making jeans in Japan. And eventually in 1965, Big John became the first brand to successfully make a quality pair of Japanese jeans, of Japanese raw selvage denim. Now, essentially, this was made possible when trade regulations started to change in the 60s, and Ozaki-san was able to garner 50 yards of American fabric from the Kenton textile mills, and this basically changed the game because doing something like this was unheard of before. So this was his first line of jeans with the Kenton textiles from America, and it was the first time that you had domestically made Japanese raw denim jeans. Granted, they were of imported materials and imported hardware, but it was the first time that jeans themselves were successfully quality made in Japan. But Kotaro Ozaki-san did not stop there, because eventually in the early 1970s, specifically 1972, Ozaki-san and Big John started to collaborate with Kurabo Mills, which I believe is still active to this day, making raw selvage denim. But he collaborated with Kurabo Mills to make the first domestically woven Japanese raw selvage denim fabric, utilizing all of this accrued experience and knowledge and putting it together with Kurabo Mills, which was making fabric at that time, to finally create the first 100% Japanese domestically made pair of jeans. This was the first time that something like that had happened. So a lot of people can argue that Big John itself was the first to make Japanese raw selvage denim jeans. And then eventually in the 80s, Studio de Artisan came around and basically started the whole Osaka 5 and popularizing the Japanese raw selvage denim movement when they made the SD01 jeans, which were a blend between American and European workwear, as well as Japanese craftsmanship and quality, and then the whole thing kind of ensued. But Big John itself is the whole entire reason why Japanese fabric and Japanese raw selvage denim itself is so popular to this day. We're still literally to this day seeing the reverberations of the moves that Kotaro Ozaki-san did and of all of the bricks that Big John laid. We're still seeing that to this day, because I truly do not think without Big John's game-breaking disruption in men's fashion, if they didn't do that, I don't think it would be as popular as it is today. I truly don't. And then, of course, from then on, Big John started to become a huge brand and a mainstay in Kojima, and I was so blessed to actually have visited their store, had the opportunity to visit their Kojima store, which is the biggest store on Jean Street from my knowledge, the biggest by far that I was able to visit on Kojima Jean Street itself, and it looks like they're a pretty huge player. The Kojima Jean Street Big John store is incredibly massive, and it's amazing the sheer amount of product that they have, not just jeans, but jackets, t-shirts, accessories, even some of my favorite socks that I purchased over there that are heavily hand knit. I love them. And you can also get custom made jeans or customizations to your jeans done right there, even on the spot chain stitches. The Big John Kojima store truly is a treat for any denim head who wants to see the true start of raw denim history in Japan. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Big John for actually allowing me to interview one of the staff and incorporate them in my Japanese raw selvage denim and Japanese men's fashion documentary, Saving Selvedge, which is finally out now. And if you want to see that, definitely check it out. Like I said, huge shout out to Big John for being a huge part of that, as well as Toyota-san, who spoke on behalf of Big John in the video. Big shout out to you as well. But while I was at the Kojima Jean Street store, Toyota-san in the interview spoke about this pair of jeans that he was truly infatuated with, truly that he loved, and I was very captivated by the way that he spoke about them. And in specific, he spoke about the rare jeans models, which he felt was the pinnacle of Japanese raw selvage denim goods in and of itself across the entire country. So fast forward to now, I was finally able to work with Big John to not only get myself a pair of these rare jeans in the XX001 regular straight fit, but to also get a 2-pack of t-shirts that they sell and is probably one of the most recognizable t-shirts that I've seen on Kojima Jean Street, as well as they also hooked me up with an indigo dyed full grain leather belt, which was very kind of them and truly unexpected, which I really appreciate. Huge shout out to Big John for facilitating this video. But the jeans themselves, the rare jeans, so essentially what they are is the brainchild and the love and the passion, as well as the experience and quality that Big John has, all put into one pair of jeans, into one model. So what are the Big John rare jeans? Well, the Big John rare jeans are a raw selvage denim fabric that consists of cotton from 5 different continents, all blended together to create something that is literally unseen and unheard of in the world of raw selvage denim in Japan. So this jean consists of European, Asian, North American, South American, and African cotton, all in one fabric, and it is also dyed 16 times with natural indigo, which is an insane amount of dips, because usually with natural indigo you only get about 10 to 11 dips due to the sheer labor and expense that it takes to make a natural indigo fabric. And then for synthetic indigo, the most that I've ever seen is like 13 to 14. 16 times dipped in natural indigo is insane and unheard of. So you've got these super pitchy dark jeans 100% dyed with natural indigo that are fully kitted out with all of the Japanese raw selvage denim details that you would expect from a high quality Japanese brand like Big John. And all of this together, there's no wonder why Toyota-san spoke so highly of the Big John rare jeans. These jeans are fully kitted out with some beautiful copper rivetings that are branded with the Big John insignia, as well as a super high rise, which I love, which in turn requires a lot of riveting and buttons on the front fly, which you also see is branded as well. And what's interesting about the Rare jeans model, at least the one that I have, they actually went ahead and applied it with a crotch rivet treatment, which you don't ever really see on jeans from anywhere these days. This whole crotch rivet was basically defunct in the 30s because what would happen is, from what I've heard, when cowboys would sit in front of fires or anyone was sitting in front of a fire, these things would heat up and you would burn, you know, your jewels. They went ahead and added the crotch rivet, which is something that I really appreciate because you never see this part of denim nerd history, and it just shows that Big John is really passionate and knowledgeable in Japanese and American style. The fabric itself is super slubby, and it is also very dense and heavy, but it's also very soft because of the different types of cotton used. It is a 16.5 ounce fabric before wash, so these come in at an unsanforized, completely untouched fabric, so I had to soak these literally twice to get all of the shrinkage out before I was able to wear them. They're probably, I would say now, at like 17.3 to 17.5 ounces after the wash, because these jeans do tend to get heavier after you wash them. They shrunk down significantly, and I love the regular straight fit because it is the perfect timeless fit for me, and it also complements the look of the denim, the sheen, the luster, the texture, and the pitchy natural indigo that the jean has. And then of course Big John, with all of the experience and knowledge and technology that they have, they went ahead and treated the coin pocket with a selvedge ID coin pocket, as well as the outseam with a navy selvedge ID, which I believe is a nod to natural indigo itself, the color of natural indigo itself. And it also praises minimalism in detail, it praises luxury, and it's just something that, you know, doesn't take away from the rest of the jean, because a lot of brands tend to go overboard with selvedge IDs, but Big John really wants you to look at the entire composition of the garment itself. They don't want you to just look at so many details. They just want you to appreciate what the jean stands for in the Rare jeans collection. Of course, you also have hidden back pocket rivets, a super clean interior, no loose threads, beautifully sewn, a chain stitched waistband, which helps give a little bit of stretch to the waistband, as well as a little bit of contraction as well. And then on the back, you will notice that the lines that are sewn on the back pockets are not just there for aesthetic value. They are there because they actually hold a piece of facing or a piece of fabric on the inside of the pockets to further reinforce the back pockets, which just shows that Big John really makes these products for longevity. They want you to have them for a long time. They want you to wear them. They want you to beat them down because they want you to fade these jeans. And that is something that I appreciate about Big John so much. And then of course it wouldn't be complete without the Big John white 2-pack heavyweight t-shirts, which of course are a loop wheel construction, and I love these because they have a little detail that I don't really see on other Japanese made t-shirts at all, where they take a natural or a ecru color thread to the collar of the t-shirt, and they bind the collar with that thread and expose it just to give a little bit of depth to the outfit, a little bit of depth to the t-shirt, without taking away from the look of the t-shirt, without taking away from the beautiful lustrous nature of the cotton itself. And it's funny because on the website, Big John says that this t-shirt starts off very dry and a little crisp, if you will, but that's not at all how I feel about the fabric. Literally, as soon as I took them out the package, I could feel how soft, how drapey, how supple the texture of the fabric was. So I can only imagine how much softer these are going to get with wear and wash. Of course, that's what good loop wheel or tsuriyami knit t-shirts are meant to do, is they're meant to get better and softer with wash. I will definitely keep you guys updated on that, but I love these t-shirts. They're super high quality made. They are of course great for daily wear, and I saw a lot of people on Kojima Jean Street wearing these, so I can definitely tell you that the locals trust the craftsmanship of the Big John 2-pack loop wheel t-shirts. And And I've been thinking about doing some more t-shirt content again because it's been a little while since I've ranked all of the t-shirts that I've had. These have definitely been a welcome addition to my t-shirt collection. So let me know if you guys want to see these stack up against other t-shirts, or if you want me to continue that, because we're always on the hunt for the perfect white t-shirt on this channel. But going back to the belt, like I was saying, I had never ever had a piece of leather that was indigo dyed, whether it was a jacket or a shirt or a belt or anything like that. And Big John offered me an indigo belt, full grain leather, which was so kind of them. I appreciate you guys so much for that, because I've always wanted to see how indigo dyed leather is going to fade and age down. So I've been wearing this one for a couple of weeks now, and it is super burly. Like I said, it is a full grain leather belt. This thing is thick, it is tight, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, and it literally, even though I've been wearing it every day now, it still feels and looks like new. So I'm definitely gonna have to beat this thing up a lot, but I will definitely keep you guys updated on that. I love the hardware as well. The hardware is truly hefty. It is incredibly durable, and it's just one of the, you know what? It is the best belt that I've ever had in my life. It is the heaviest one, the most durable, and like I said, I can't wait to show you guys how the indigo on this belt is gonna fade down. But yeah, like I said, Big John is not just all jeans. While they did pioneer the idea of domestically made Japanese denim, they're not just a jean company. They are a full menswear and men's fashion company that makes amazing goods, much like the 2-pack t-shirt, much like the full grain leather belts that they have. They have so many other different things that they sell, that they want you to beat up, that they want you to add to your wardrobe and have them for years and years to come, even passed down to your kids. And that is why I love Big John. But yeah, guys, like I said, big shout out to Big John for helping facilitate this video. I love and appreciate you guys, and I can't wait to visit you guys again in May when I go back to Kojima Jean Street. Maybe we can do some more content, get you guys on the channel more. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that. But yeah, I am going back to Kojima in May, and also my Japanese fashion and raw selvage denim documentary is out, Saving Selvage. It's out now, and dude, I'm so happy it's finally out. Thank you guys so much for the reception on that. Definitely make sure to check out the Big John section on that video. I mean, it was so much fun. And also, I am finally working on my men's fashion magazine that is going to be coming out soon. I'm working on doing both an online version as well as a print version. I'm not entirely sure though how to gauge which one you guys want. Do you guys want print? Do you guys want online? How do you guys feel about that? I don't want to do just a regular Substack because I feel like, everyone's doing Substack, but I want to do something deeper. I want to do something that speaks more to how we approach things on the channel. So definitely know if you guys have any suggestions for that. Let me know if you have any other brands that you want me to work with while I'm in Japan, or just any video ideas in general. I always love talking to you guys in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Also, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year to all of you guys. 2025 was such a huge year for me, and I literally could not have done it without any of you guys. Thank you sincerely for helping change my life. And I'm excited to see what 2026 brings for us. It's definitely gonna bring us that men's fashion magazine. Definitely hoping to do like a release party or something like that in New York City. I'll keep you guys tuned on that. But anyways, check out Saving Selvage. Stay tuned for the magazine. And with that being said, guys, thank you guys again, and I'll see you next week.